Nigerians have been called to imbibe the culture of curtailing reckless acquisition of wealth and be knowledgeable about the right food to take for a better and healthy life. Acting Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, Professor Okechukwu Onuchukwu gave the advice at this year's World Home Economics Day, organized by the Department of Home Economics, Hospitality and Tourism. Gaspar Anili was there. Now his reports.
Represented by the head of Ndele Campus, Professor Isaac Ogundo, Professor Onuchukwu described the theme of the program, Tackling Overconsumption for Better Living, as appropriate and timely, considering its valuable impact on humanity and society. The University Don appreciated the level of doggedness and enthusiasm of lecturers and students of Home Economics Department in achieving the dreams of the institution, particularly the head of department, Professor Regina Azuwena, for her creative prowess and dedication to impart the right knowledge to students for the overall interest of the populace. Professor Onuchukwu assured the department of the institution's support to enhance professionalism and productivity.
I've learned a lot that overconsumption or reduction of waste does not necessarily mean food, but building houses that one is not occupying, not where the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. That is not good for the society. But there should be at least a middle ground where people can provide for necessities of life rather than others dwelling in affluence. Others are in abject poverty.
Head of Home Economics, Hospitality and Tourism Department of the institution, Professor Regina Azuwena, explained that the annual celebration of World Home Economics Day was to raise public awareness on the need to embrace healthy living and to be abreast with the basic needs of life. The university done while speaking on this year's theme, Tackling Overconsumption for Better Living, noted that the department combines academics with vocational skills acquisition to position students on the path of overcoming contemporary life challenges. Professor Azuwena revealed that the theme is also condemning the desire of most people to acquire excess property, which according to her is waste of resources. Hence, they cannot use them effectively at the same time, adding that people should know the kind and quantity of food needed to avoid complications.
This program this year is trying to let people know that there is no need spending and wasting money and wasting goods and services. We have to be moderate in anything we do. People eat and take a lot of calories. They don't mind the type of food they eat. By the time you know eat, we have some nutritional diseases they suffer. We have obesity, we have diabetes, name them.
We live in days where people talk about a high rate of unemployment. This department is one department that prepares people not for the job market, but to be self-employed and to be employers of labor.
Lecturers and students were not left out as they rented their voices.
There's that course that imparts students with skill, knowledge, wisdom, creativity and innovation.
So apart from the academic aspect of home economics, we also teach morals, dressings. We teach our students what to consume and food that you can use to treat certain illness.
We have been taught how to care for the aged. We have been taught how to relate with our family members.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
Glowing Breed Schools Iwebe in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State has embarked on an excursion tour to the Rivers State Television, Port Harcourt, as part of the school's extracurriculum activities that will enable the students to acquire knowledge outside the environment. Head of Department, Elizabeth Benchuku appealed to parents and guardians to see the need to partner with schools in order to strengthen academic framework and future for future leaders. Emmanuel Emeyono has the report.
Mrs. Benchuku, who expressed delight with the River State Television for reaching out to the grassroots, says the field trip is one of the school extracurricular activities which offers opportunity for students to acquire knowledge different from their learning environment. According to her, when students step out of their comfort zone during excursions, it encourages them to become more independent, adaptable, and resilient. Mrs. Chukwu further maintained that the students learn to navigate unfamiliar environments, solve problems, and overcome challenges, as well as fostering personal growth and confidence. She, however, noted that Glowing Breed Schools Irebe has set up a standard which has made the school to remain the best among schools in the state, and enjoined parents to allow their children visit places as it will help them strengthen interpersonal skills.
What we have in Glowing Breed Schools is qualified teachers. Our learning is top-notch. We advise parents from every corner of River State to bring their children to Glowing Breed Schools. We are up to the standard. We can handle them very well. We brought them here so that they will learn and relearn. There are some things they have known about Rstv or television. So bringing them here today is for them to see it real, to touch, to feel the environment.
Students were conducted around various departments including newsroom, studio, control room, and engineering department by Sopriye Jaja. Students and pupils interviewed have this to say.
I have learned the sources of news and how news are produced.
Emmanuel Emeyono, Rstv News.
Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. Still to come after the break. Sudanese army recaptures Khartoum airport, surrounds Rapid Support Forces stronghold, and at least 24 dead in South Korea's worst ever fire. These and more after the break. Stay tuned.
Make you sabi, make una plan well.
Learn correct information about different kind of family planning method. Then they safe and they work well. You and your partner fit plan when una like to born pikin.
Tanda well, make you yarn with your partner. Make them sabi say you support modern family planning.
Oya waka go color be the better one wey go fit your body today. Cause say we get one wey correct for you and your partner.
Sabi the correct thing wey family planning dey do. Follow talk family planning with your partner. Waka go do family planning. Get it together. Get it together. Join hand plan your family for tomorrow wey better.
Now the River State Ministry of Health bring una this message.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
You're welcome back. Now to the rest of our news stories. The Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, led by Senator Neda Imasuen, has refused to hear the fresh petition on sexual harassment levied against President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. The petition was written by Zubairu Yakubu from Kogi Central Senatorial District. Yakubu appealed before the committee, accompanied with the former Minister of Education, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, who appeared as a witness, and his lawyer, Abiola Akiodi. The committee ruled that it could not sit it on the petition in view of a pending case filed against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan by Onoma Akpabio, wife of the President of the Senate. Senator Imasuen, who cited the Senate rules, noted that the practice of the Red Chamber was to reject petitions on any matter pending before the court. Speaking with newsmen after the Senate committee adjourned indefinitely, Ezekwesili accused the Senate of violating the Nigerian Constitution. The federal government has rearranged former National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, over alleged fraud involving 33.2 billion naira. Dasuki and 3 others were rearranged before a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, on a 32-count charge bordering on alleged criminal breach of trust and dishonest release of public funds. The other defendants included former General Manager of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Aminu Buba Kusa, as well as 2 companies, Acacia Holdings Limited and Reliance Referral Hospital Limited. There, rearranged before Justice Charles Agbaza, followed the reassignment of the case by the FCT judge, Justice Hussein Baba Yusuf, who was previously handling the matter. Dasuki was first arraigned on December 14, 2015, before Baba Yusuf, alongside former Director of Finance and Administration in Office of the National Security Advisor, Shuaibu Salisu, on a 19-count charge linked to an alleged 15.5 billion naira fraud. The charges were later amended and Salisu's name was removed. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned one Okorie Sunday who was arrested at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos, with $578,000 in cash. The defendant was arraigned before Justice Dende Dipolu of the Federal High Court, Lagos, on 4 counts bordering on alleged money laundering and counterfeiting scam. The case was initially called at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, but the defendant's counsel, Uche Okoronkwo, told the court that he was served with the charge sheet that morning at 10:30 a.m. He also said that he had not yet had the opportunity to discuss with his client and had not seen the proof of evidence in order to advise the defendant on how he should plead. Okoronkwo then urged the court to grant a short adjournment so the arraignment could be done. And in business, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has reaffirmed its commitment to transparency and quality data publication, promising to continue to provide technical explanations to aid public understanding of statistics, a statistical outcome rather. A statement by its acting director, Communications and Public Relations, Folorunsho Alesomi, clarified that the rebased Consumer Price Index (CPI), which measured the rate of change in prices of goods and commodities, remained intact and unchanged from the estimates earlier published. The assurance came against the backdrop of an online media report, which raised concerns about data transparency and accuracy following a recent re-upload of the inflation report that excluded the historical series. The historical spreadsheet, which was uploaded to the NBS website before it was removed, was given wrong interpretation by some stakeholders and users. Alesomi, while acknowledging concerns regarding the re-upload, clarified that the template erroneously uploaded was not the actual result, but more of a worksheet that had not had any impact on the final outcome. And on the foreign scene, the Sudanese army has announced that it had recaptured Khartoum Airport from the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF), securing the facility. The Sudanese military sources also revealed that troops had surrounded RSF's last major stronghold in the Khartoum area, the Jebel Aliya region, from multiple directions. The army and RSF have been engaged in intense fighting, with the army launching campaigns this week to push RSF fighters out of the central Khartoum, following a significant victory in retaking the presidential palace on Friday. In addition, the army secured both sides in Manshia Bridge over a Blue Nile, leaving Jebel Aliya Bridge just south of the center of the capital as the last RSF-controlled crossing. Eyewitnesses and activists reported this week that RSF fighters were retreating southward, likely heading towards Jebel Aliya. Hundreds of people have been taken in the largest anti-Hamas protest in Gaza since the war with Israel began, taken to the streets to demand the group step down from power. Masked Hamas militants, some armed with guns and others carrying batons, intervened and forcibly dispersed the protesters, assaulting several of them. Hamas has not commented directly on the protest, but in a statement on Wednesday, it blamed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for resuming the war. Pro-Hamas supporters downplayed the insignificance of the protest and accused the participants of being traitors. The protest in northern Gaza came a day after Islamic Jihad gunmen launched rockets at Israel, prompting an Israeli decision on to evacuate large parts of the Beit Lahia, which sparked public anger in the area. At least 24 people have been killed as multiple wildfires continue to ravage South Korea's southeast region. South Korean authorities say most of the victims are in their 60s and 70s, adding that some 26 people are injured, with 12 in critical condition, as the deadly wildfires had forced more than 23,000 people to flee their homes. Acting President Han Duck-soo says the unprecedented crisis will remain critical and it's rewriting the record books for the worst wildfire in the nation's history. The fires gutted the 1,300-year-old Gunsan Temple in Ulsan City, where many cultural relics were removed and transported to safer grounds. Fueled by strong and dry winds, the fires and advancing of the neighboring countries to Andong, Cheongsang, Yongin, and Yeondeuk. Now moving to entertainment. Nollywood actor Damilola Ogunsi has voiced his support for a social media regulation bill being discussed by Nigerian lawmakers, arguing that the current state of online discourse is negatively impacting the society. Gloria Ekanem tells us more on these and other entertainment stories.
The actor, disclosing in an interview, criticized bloggers and social media influencers for spreading misinformation, which he believed is shaping public perception in harmful ways. While acknowledging the importance of free speech, Okunsi pointed out that some countries have successfully implemented social media restrictions in ways that benefit the public. Okunsi further emphasized the need for accountability in online spaces, taking a hard stance against bloggers who, in his view, operate without consequences.
I love what Google is doing around the world. They have some of the largest amount of offices, maybe like 200 offices in about 60 cities. Yeah. They're in Ghana. And, you know, with all due respect to Ghana, even though we have better jollof than they do, the whole of Ghana is like the west of Africa. So how did Google go to stay in Ghana? Knowing that Nigeria has more audience, more users of their platform, but how did it go to Ghana? So does it say
it's
something?
It's an operational decision.
It is, but why couldn't it be here? Because we in Nigeria we have more users, we have a wider audience, we have more users. In Africa, Nigeria is actually the #1 in internet usage. Yes. All over Africa.
Popular skit maker Deacon Famous has broken his silence about his sore friendship with his best friend Ekene Umenwa. The unfollowing stemmed from Ekene Umenwa's birthday post to Deacon Famous' ex-girlfriend Ada Uli. Furthermore, the gossip bloggers alleged that Deacon Famous' wife was displeased that Ekene Umenwa maintained ties with her husband's ex, further fueling Deacon Famous' displeasure. However, Deacon Famous has shut down the claims that he unfollowed his best friend because of his wife as alleged. Davido has previewed 2 songs in his upcoming album 5 while appearing in a Twitch live stream with Nigerian alternative music star and content creator Cruel Santino. The hitmaker previewed 1 song produced by long-term associate Cheesy, who contributed to some of Davido's biggest hits, including his career-defining smash hit Damiduro. On the stream, Davido shared why he chose to call his upcoming album 5. He also revealed that Victony will be a guest artist on the album.
Gloria Kanem, Rstv Entertainment News.
Do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. That's it on our news at 3. I am Kathleen Ago. Many thanks for watching.